Hi, I am Courtney and I will be your therapist for today. So, before we begin, I am required to tell you that everything that is said in this session is confidential, unless in the event there is concern that you may harm yourself or others. I would be required to report it to my local law enforcement. Okay, so what has brought you in for today?
Well, first I want to say, Courtney, thank you for accepting me, allowing me to visit you this morning. Um, right now I don't know, there's a lot going on. I could just tell you, starting with my childhood days, growing up, I lost my mom, um, age of 8. Um, I just, ever since my mom passed away, everything just fell apart for me. Um, I pretty much might want to say I was just raising me and my brother, my baby brother. We pretty much had to raise ourselves. Um, life was good when my mom was alive. We was living in a decent home at the time. My dad's, he was working, had a decent job, and just just to see, my dad come home drunk, you know, beating on my mom, jumping on my mom. It really it just took a lot of toll on me, and it just right now it really affected me. Just thinking about it.
Okay, so I understand that you said your mom had passed away when you were young. It
Yes,
it sounds almost like you're still grieving her passing, am I
her
correct?
death. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And again, it hurt me. By me being so young as a child, and like I said, my dad really had a lot. I really believe my dad had a lot to do with it, as far as my mom's death. And it's crazy to say. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but it's just sometimes I just be wanting to get a gun and really shoot my dad. The more I think about it, the more he put his hand on my mom. And then, just little thoughts just tell me, no, just leave it alone, just move on, just move on. So,
It sounds like you may have some built up anger against your dad about what had happened.
yeah, yeah, you're right. I do. I do.
Okay. Is there anything that you have tried to help with grieving the loss of your mother, maybe?
Yeah. First, you know, at the time I was staying with my grandma, my dad, mom, me and my brother, and they, she tried to give us help, and as far as seeing a family counselor and all that, and it, to me, it was just it was just wasting time because I had so much anger and hate towards my dad. Like why like why you had to do this to my mom? Why? So um, and then getting up, going to sleep. I had to listen to my baby brother at the time. He was around maybe 3, 4 years old. At the middle of the night, crying, as for his mom, as for his mom. Like I said, it was a lot for me, to take. To be, as a young child, 8 years old, it was a lot to see my baby brother crying. So yeah, but I end up had to go see a family counselor concerning that, as far as with me.
I understand that this is really affecting how you had grown up to be as an adult. Is there anything you think you could try to honor your mom after her passing?
Well, I can say this that my mom was a church going and she was a religious mother and she believed in God and I just kind of followed her footstep by doing taking the same path you know and by me going to church and that really kind of eased my mind a little bit you know and also I learned that reading the Bible you just have to forgive. You have to forgive, which is speaking in the Bible that you have to forgive, and you have to love your neighbor. You have to love your enemy. So it took a time. I mean, it took a little minute for me to really have to look at my dad and say, you know what, Dad, I forgive you and I love you. And yeah, it was hard, but it's like that release that pressure just lifted off when I said that to my dad, and right now I mean it just, but I forgive him, but like I told him, I just I just can't forget.
Okay, so I would like to assign some homework for you if that's okay.
Okay,
So, something that we could try for homework is you can purchase a journal, or if you already have a journal that you may be able to use,
okay,
you can write about all the good memories that you have with your mom as you go on with your days, as something reminds you of her.
okay,
And for your father, I would say you can write down maybe some good memories that you might have with him, or if you may not remember any good memories with him, you can write down the times that you feel angry with him, get that feeling out. And if that's okay with you, we can talk about what you had written in the next session.
that sounds excellent. I really appreciate it. I'll be glad to.
Okay, I would like to be able to meet with you at the same time next week if
Uh,
you would like to continue.
That sounds good. Sound good with me.